Okay, so try and get back into the light a little bit. I don't have much cord on this charging cable. So this is going to be part two, unfortunately. Part one, I set the phone down for a little bit and it shut off. So this is an older phone. It's the same as my previous phone, LG Stylo 3. This one I can actually connect to my computer and upload rather than uploading directly from my phone to YouTube. So I decided to use this. Camera quality is the same. I can do 1080 by 60 frames, so which is what I'm doing. Anyhow, I got company. That's why I had a longer pause than I expected when between the time I prepped it. I didn't end up wiping it down. I didn't end up taking 320 to the crinkle paint at the bottom. I'm going to pause because I have a sneeze. Excuse me. So anyhow, I feel much better now. Thanks for asking. So anyhow, I did the tack coat. It was coming out really light. So I went over and yellow on yellow, it's really hard to tell. I'm trying to get a better shot here. It's really hard to tell where your tack coat is. I was putting it on very light. I think I ended up doing full coverage on the first coat, and I have the pressure about where it's supposed to be, but I have the volume of material cranked pretty far down. I have enough paint left in the gun to do one, maybe, I'll do one normal coat after this flashes off. And then what I'm going to do is, if there's any paint left in there, then I'll back off the flow again and just crank the pressure up and just mist the rest of the paint over the top. And what that does, at least with the Rust-Oleum paints, and I sort of remember this with automotive paints, is it evens out and it reduces the amount of orange peel that you're going to see in the finish. It also works when you're doing a metallic color. If it's the color's too dark, you can do this with metallics. If the color's too dark, or if you have a little bit of striping in your metallics, you can use this method to turn the pressure up and then jacking the volume very back and then pulling way back on the gun, so you're 18 to 24 inches away from the material and just fogging on what's left in the cup. And what that'll do, what I've had experience with it doing, is it kind of evens out the metallics. It'll also lighten it up a little bit. Not sure why, I don't understand the chemistry behind it. I just know what works for me. Some of you guys out there that may be professional full-time painters, and things have changed a lot since I painted automobiles for a living. So I'm sure paint chemicals have changed, and reducing technology and hardeners and UV blockers and all of that stuff has changed since the last time I did it for a living. This is just what I remember using, and I also know this works on the Rust-Oleum products because I did it on the hood. No striping, just reduce the orange peel and get more of a shine with it. I did use a little bit extra hardener this time around. Hopefully it'll cause it to flash off a little faster and give me an overall better finish. And then tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night, I can start swapping parts off my old liftgate and put them on the new old liftgate. So I'm going to pause here for now, and I have it on the charger and it seems to be working. It was the other phone, my new phone, the Moto G6, that doesn't like being on the charger and keeping the video paused. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a part 3, hopefully not. Okay, that didn't take long. It was long enough for me to choke down one of my sesame honey snacks, throw the wrapper in the garbage, and go in and check. The paint's already flashed off, so I'm going to go ahead and put the last little bit of paint I have left in the cup on. It's a Harbor Freight gun, and it's doing a really nice job for me. I just have to be a little more careful about cleaning it. When I first dumped the yellow paint in it, I got a little light blue geyser. The last paint I painted was on those tractor parts, and yeah, apparently I didn't get down in the hole. Oil-based paints aren't as affected by lacquer thinner, at least this isn't, as you would think. I know when I've cleaned the gun from automotive-based paints and I use lacquer thinner to clean it, the hole where it exits the cup and goes down into the gun to be sprayed, it always comes out really clean, and this isn't that clean down in that area. So I got to be more careful about cleaning it when I'm done here. Although the next color I'm going to be spraying out of this is primer, then yellow again. So anyhow, I'm going to go put some paint on and I'll be right back. And yes, I am wearing my personal protection equipment, so thanks for your concern. All right, let's go for a walk. Let's check out the lift gate. The new. So would it be the new old lift gate or the old new lift gate? You decide. It's not a new lift gate, it's an old lift gate, but it's going to be new for the Jeep, not the original. Wow, I still got that ugly stuff going on in the license plate area. I don't know, maybe you can see it. I don't know if you can see it from here. Can you see it from here? I don't know what's going on there. License plate will hide it. And if we had the European style license plate, it would hide the whole thing. But anyhow, so I haven't even checked. Some areas are definitely shinier than others. Like that corner there, that looks fattery. So there's some areas that had runs that I missed. And see that right there? That was from I think that was from the primer actually. It definitely wasn't from the first coat of yellow or the first time I painted it yellow. That was definitely in the primer. Didn't even notice that. Well, probably because it was hanging upside down. So there's something going on there. Looks like another little run. I think what happened was it ran out of this corner, and I don't know if this is going to show up, but you can see where it did kind of run out of this corner. But like I said, this thing is going to SEMA, baby, not. So overall, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. Covered all the thin spots. This all looks nice and uniform color now. The edges are all nice and uniform in color. No thin spots on the edges. No major runs in this coat, or in these coats. Let's see. Did a good job blocking that big run that was in here. Or was it in here? I forget. Can't see it anymore, so it's gone. That's good. This is all nice and adequately covered. Not that you'd ever see it with the gate closed, but I would know it was there. So, and then there was some thin. It was a little thin and uneven along this edge, and in this area here it was a little thin. And this corner, there was that darker gray primer on this, that the yellow. And I'm telling you, if you're going to do yellow, the best thing to do is use a white primer and cover, or what do they call it, a seal coat. You can call it a seal coat or primer, whatever you want. But if you're going to do any kind of yellow, white is the color to paint over, because it brings that yellow right out. It makes it look good, and it covers nice and even. You don't have any shadows behind it. Yellow takes a lot of color, a lot of paint, a lot of material to cover, especially over darker colors. Former boss, his ex-wife had a 08 Mustang that was yellow, and we ended up having to put a front bumper on it, and they didn't. It came primered from the distributor. He buys parts through Keystone. I don't know if it was a Kappa or if it was an Economy, whatever, but it was primered, but it was a black primer, super dark gray, and they tried to paint yellow over top of that, and it didn't match when it was all done. So I tried to tell him, you got to prime it with white, but nobody listens to an old fart like me. So listen to an old fart like me. If you're going to paint yellow, white, sealer or primer.
or primer sealer. But anyhow, I'm very happy with this. Let's see if it's, let's see how dry it is. Now I'm gonna know those fingerprints are in there. Scrap that, I'll have to repaint the whole thing. Still tacky, but by tomorrow this thing will be completely dry. So I learned some things. Had a friend years ago, and the only reason I say years ago is because we've fallen out of touch. But he felt that if he didn't learn something new every day, it was a wasted day. I get that. And I kind of share that sentiment. So I learned something new today. If you're painting with Rust-Oleum and you're spraying it, acetone is the reducer to use. I'd been using paint thinner, which I found out is mineral spirits. A little more even background. Found out it was mineral spirits, and it takes longer to dry. It doesn't get as shiny, and it doesn't clean up very well. It doesn't. It's not the best reducer to use with an oil-based enamel. So the acetone worked great. It actually is cleaning my gun quite well, and it's sprayed really good. Overall, I'm very happy with this liftgate. So we'll see. Anyhow, that's pretty much it for this part 2. And the reason I switched back to the LG Stylo cameras is because there's something wonky with the Moto G6, and I have to upload it directly from the phone to YouTube. I can't upload it to my computer, don't know why. I had it working the very first video I uploaded from that phone. I uploaded from the phone to my computer and from my computer to YouTube, which is the way I prefer to do it. Can't get it to do that anymore. It's supposed to ask you when you hook up your cable, your USB charging cable to the computer, do you want to charge or transmit data? And I no longer get that prompt. It just assumes I want to charge. So I have to look into it. Eventually I'm going to have to switch over. This phone doesn't hold a charge for crap, apparently. I mean, it's 3 years old, 2 years, almost 3 years old. So anyhow, that's it for today on painting the liftgate. Oh, I do have one little toolbox update. So let's go this way. So I opted to rekey the box, and they're the quick set rekeyable. You use this funky little tool. Let's see if I can find it. Nope, not there. Yeah, here we go. Quick set rekeyable locks. You use this funky little tool. You put the key that belongs in the lock in, you turn it clockwise 90 degrees, put this in while the key's in there, then you take both of these out, then you put the key you want to rekey it to in, and you turn it 90 degrees or 180 back and then back over, and it's rekeyed to the new key. Finally decided to do that. That turned out to be quite the adventure. At some point, my key for the bottom box here, yes, this lock, the key got bent, and I straightened it out and it worked, but it was stiff. So I finally decided to just rekey it to the same as the top box, and I thought I had, and lo and behold, surprise, 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 Luann, no, we won't go there. Anyhow, it didn't work, and so neither key would work in the lock. Now, fortunately, the drawers were open. The box was unlocked when this happened. So jumped on YouTube, looked up Quickset, and there's a way you can reset the lock without the tool or without the key. So, of course, I ended up doing that and then rekeyed it for the upper key, and now this way, at least if I decide I want to go back to 2 separate keys, I can still do that. I can use the tool and rekey it back to the original key, and trust me, the next time I do this, it will be done right. And if not, I'll have to get No, I remember how to do it. It's a little bit of a pain. It's tricky. It's tiny little parts. My old fingers don't work so well with tiny little parts anymore. So, anyhow, uh, got the niece's car in the garage. It's been sitting here for 2 years. Took it out the jump box, fired right up today. She's coming over tomorrow, maybe, to pick it up and take it home. It's been out of inspection since 18. Nice little car, not very well kept. It's got minor issues, but nothing that'll keep it from passing inspection if that's all taken care of. Runs good. It's a little Nissan Sentra with a 5-speed. Anybody's looking for a car, she wants too much money for it. She was asking $3,000, and every time I told somebody, they're like looking at me like I'm out of my mind. It's got the clear coat peeling off. Anyhow, blah blah blah. So that's going to be it for today. Get this wrapped up, get everything cleaned up, put away, get back over, and get this uploaded. And there you be. The reason I prefer to upload from the computer as opposed to from the phone, it's easier to enter all the information in the title, the description, date, and all that other happy horse hooey. So haven't gotten any feedback from any of you guys. Was up to 63, back down to 62 subscribers now. Thank you, and don't know why you changed your mind, but you're free to do so. I was looking for some feedback for like an off-topic Tuesday type of thing, and I have some commentary on the upcoming presidential election. So if you're interested in doing that, and it turns out we disagree, keep it friendly. Remember, opinions are like, well, you know what they're like, and everybody has one. So I don't have a problem with you expressing yours as long as you don't have a problem with me expressing mine. So yeah, if you're interested in something like that, let me know, and maybe this coming Tuesday. It's got to be before the election, though. So, all right, that's it for today. It's Sunday, October something or other. Like, subscribe, share. Take care. God bless, and stay well.